So we had our first request video come in, solving equations using the quadratic formula. So before we begin, let's recall the quadratic formula. So given a quadratic equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c equals 0, then your solutions, or x, is going to be equal to the opposite of b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4 times a times c, all divided by 2a, provided a does not equal 0. So this needs to be put to memory. It's something that you'll use extensively throughout your math career. And now we're just going to look at a few different exercises or examples of how to use the quadratic formula. So first example, to get us started, assuming all the directions are just going to be solved using the quadratic formula, we have the equation 2x squared minus 7x plus 5 equals 0. So I recommend listing off to the side what the values of a, b, and c are. So in this case, a, which is the coefficient of the quadratic term, is equal to 2. b, which is the coefficient of the linear term, is negative 7. Don't forget the negative. And c, which is our constant term, is equal to 5. So now we're ready to start substituting these values in to the quadratic formula. And always be sure to write out x equals, or whatever variable it may be that you're working with. So in this case, x is equal to the opposite of b, which is negative 7, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so negative 7 squared, don't forget those parentheses, minus 4 times 2 times 5, 4ac, all divided by 2 times a, which is 2. And make sure that you divide the entire numerator by 2a. Okay, everything's substituted in. Now it's just time to clean it up. So opposite of negative 7 is going to be positive 7, plus or minus the square root. Negative 7 squared becomes positive 49, minus 4 times 2 times 5, that's 8 times 5, so 40, all over 4. And then underneath the radical, we're going to have square root of 9. And this is going to work out nicely, all over 4, since 9 is a perfect square. So I have 7 plus or minus 3 over 4. So this is going to give us 7 plus 3, which is 10 over 4 as a solution, or 7 minus 3, which is 4 over 4. And then these I can simplify further. 10 over 4 reduces to 5 halves, or 4 over 4, which is 1. So we can list these values in our solution set, 5 halves or 1. Now, you may notice that both of these are rational numbers, which means we actually could have solved our equation by factoring. But we're just assuming that the directions tell us to solve using the quadratic formula, so that's what we did. However, if given the choice of how to solve an equation, factoring is typically a lot easier and more straightforward. So let's confirm this solution using factoring and the zero product property. So 2x squared minus 7x plus 5 equals 0. Let's check by factoring. 2x squared minus 7x plus 5 equals 0. So if I factor this, 2x squared, that's going to factor into 2x and x. 5 and 1, I want to put the 1 here and the 5 in the first factor, and then both of these need to be negative, so I get a negative 7x. And then using the zero product property, either 2x minus 5 equals 0 or x minus 1 is 0. So we can see x is equal to 5 halves or x is equal to 1, which we already knew from using the quadratic formula. So everything checks out nicely. Okay, moving on to another example. Example 2. we have the following quadratic equation. 1/3 x squared plus x equals 1/2. Now, to get things started, we have to make sure that our quadratic equation is set equal to 0. It doesn't matter if the 0 is on the left-hand side or the right-hand side. I personally like keeping the x squared or the quadratic term positive. So I'm going to move everything to the left. So we have 1/3 x squared plus x minus 1/2 equals 0. Now you can go ahead and substitute in the values 1/3, 1, and negative 1/2 for a, b, and c into the quadratic formula, but it will be a bit of a nightmare. So let's clear out the fractions from this equation by multiplying through by the LCD. The LCD of the equation is going to be 6. So I'm distributing that through to each of the terms. We have the following. So 2x squared plus 6x minus 3 equals, and 0 times 6 is still 0. And so now this equation will have the same solutions as the original, but it will be a lot nicer to work with in the quadratic formula. So we're going to go ahead and start listing out what our values for a, b, and c are. So a is equal to 2, b is equal to 6, and c is equal to negative 3. And so we have x equals, don't forget to write x equals, the opposite of b, so negative 6 plus or minus the square root of b squared, so 6 squared, minus 4 times 2 times negative 3, all divided by 2 times 2. Good. So now let's start simplifying. First place we have to go is underneath the radical. So we have negative 6 plus or minus the square root. Now notice in this case 6 squared, that's going to be 36. And then here I have minus 4 times 2 times negative 3. So that's going to give me a positive 4 times 2, which is 8 times 3 is 24 over 4. And then adding those two terms together, negative 6 plus or minus square root 36 plus 24, that's 60 over 4. And then we can simplify 60. So this is going to be negative 6 plus or minus the square root of 4 times 15 over 4, which I can rewrite as negative 6 plus or minus 2 rad 15 over 4. Now, you might notice I can simplify by factoring out or canceling a 2 from all of the terms. The safest way to go about doing this is by factoring out the GCF from the numerator. So I can take out from the numerator a 2. So we'll have 2 times negative 3 plus or minus the square root of 15 all over 4. And then now I can cancel that 2 with the 4. And I'm left with my final answer, negative 3 plus or minus rad 15 over 2. So we can go ahead, list this in our solution set. So in the solution set, we have negative 3 plus or minus rad 15 over 2. Now keep in mind, these are two distinct solutions. So it's not cooperating. Even though it may look like there's one solution, negative 3 plus rad 15 over 2 is one solution, and negative 3 minus rad 15 over 2 is another solution. But that plus or minus notation allows us to condense the way we write things. Okay, next example, example 3. We have the following quadratic equation. You know what? Let's switch up our variables. T squared minus 10t plus 25 equals 0. Okay, so let's list out our values for a, b, and c. So a is equal to 1, the coefficient of the quadratic term. B is equal to -10, and c is equal to 25. Now in this case, the variable we're working with is t. So we're going to write t equals the opposite of b, so -10, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so -10 squared, minus 4 times 1 times 25, all over 2 times 1. Beautiful. So now let's work on simplifying. We're going to have positive 10 plus or minus the square root of 100, -10 squared, minus 4 times 1 times 25, that's also 100, all over 2. So we're left with 10 plus or minus the square root of 0. Square root of 0 is just 0 over 2. So 10 plus 0 is the same as 10 minus 0. So I really am just left with 10 over 2, which is 5. So in my solution set, I'm only going to list 5. Now this may seem strange since most of the time you expect to get 2 distinct solutions when you're solving quadratic equations. But again, if you'll notice, we could have solved this equation by factoring. And let's go ahead and do that. T squared minus 10t plus 25 equals 0. That's a perfect square trinomial. So that's going to factor into the quantity t minus 5 squared equals 0. And you can see here, t minus 5 is a repeated factor. T minus 5 times t minus 5. We don't write it that way. It's easier to write t minus 5 squared, but you could see 5 is the solution in the equation twice. So what this solution is called is a repeated root. So even though it may look like there's one answer, it counts for 2, but you only need to list it once in the solution set. So we can see, we can confirm our factoring, and we have the correct solution. All right, last example. Example 4 is as follows. So we have x times the quantity 9x minus 4 equals 3x minus 2. Now at first glance, this may not seem to be a quadratic equation, but we have to do a bit of simplifying before we get started. So we have here, let's distribute this x, 9x squared minus 4x equals 3x minus 2. Again, I need to set this equation equal to 0, so I want to keep this x squared or the quadratic term positive, so I'm going to move over the 3x and the 2. So subtracting 3x, now I have 9x squared minus 7x, and then add 2 equals 0. Great, so let's list out the values of a, b, and c. So a is equal to 9, b is equal to -7, and c is equal to +2. So x is going to be equal to the opposite of b, so -7, plus or minus the square root of b squared, so -7 squared minus 4 times a, which is 9, times 2, all over 2 times 9. So from here, let's go ahead and start simplifying. We're going to have +7 plus or minus the square root of -7 squared is 49, minus 4 times 9, that's 36, times 2 is going to be 72, all over 18. Great. Now, underneath the radical, you might notice this is different than all the other examples. We have 7 plus or minus the square root. 49 minus 72 is -23 over 18. And depending what kind of algebra class you're taking, if you haven't learned imaginary numbers, then you would just stop here and say no real solution. But if you have gone over imaginary numbers, then you would simplify further. And so we can rewrite the square root of -23, if you'll recall, as the square root of -1 times 23 over 18. And the square root of -1 is defined to be I. So we have 7 plus or minus I rad 23 over 18. So that would be our final answer. And we can list it in our solution set. 7 plus or minus I rad 23 over 18. All right, hope you found this video helpful. Please leave some comments below and let me know what other videos you would like made for you in your math classes.